All right. Ready?
Good enough. Starting my thing. Welcome, everyone, to the Inside Gaming Podcast, episode 21.
Hello!
August 21st, 2014, with Adam, Bruce, James, and Lawrence.
Why does he introduce
And your
our names?
host,
I don't understand.
Adam.
You tell me I'm too deadpan during ad reads, but now I'm too animated. I like saying names.
You're too radio.
And your guest for today's show,
Cockroach.
Joe and Cockroach Joe.
Now, didn't we have a
That
fan...
cockroach is two cockroaches.
No,
is.
something
They're
very
eating.
important first, James.
Didn't we have a fan make us a podcast intro? Why aren't we just using that?
How am I going to play it right now?
All right.
Nah.
I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
You're the editor.
Yeah, well, I guess I could drop it in.
Welcome to the Inside Gaming
Inside Gaming
Podcast, episode 20, with your hosts Adam, Bruce, and James.
There. James, what's your favorite handheld tool?
My favorite handheld tool?
Say hammer. Say hammer.
I was going to say hammer, but I think that's the default one. Isn't there a test where your brain...
Needle nose pliers.
I'm going to say the clothespin.
I don't know. That's like a tool.
Oh,
If
it could
you
be
use
used in
it
a
the right
variety of
way.
ways.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Where's that question going?
Nowhere.
Oh, okay.
This episode of the Inside Gaming Podcast is brought to you by Squarespace.
Hey.
Squarespace is a tool that lets you create your own websites, which is actually pretty important if you want to be big, famous YouTubers like us.
I like websites about
Famous
clothespins.
YouTubers.
Yeah.
Clothespin website.
And if you want to make a clothespin themed website, you can do that too.
Yep.
You can start a trial with no credit card required. Start building your website today with Squarespace. When you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure to go to squarespace.com, use the offer code INSIDE to get 10% off your first purchase, and to show your support for Inside Gaming.
All right.
That's INSIDE.
That's so cool. I love the 10% off thing, man. That
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
always
Well,
gets me every time.
And it's one of those things we talk about for our sponsors. We typically like to try the product. So we are actually building our own Inside Gaming website using Squarespace. So look forward to that.
We're just going to make it look like a GeoCities shithole.
Yeah, I was going to
Don't-
say, it's going to be
don't-
Hamster
don't-
Dance
I
Redux.
can't wait. I had a GeoCities website. I can't wait to make one on Squarespace.
I had an
I'm
Angel
really
Fire
excited.
one for my backyard wrestling organization,
see?
but I wish it was Squarespace because it would have been a lot easier to manage.
I had the very first GeoCities Star Wars webpage.
I don't believe that.
Very first!
No way. Yeah, right.
I took the username,
yeah,
help me
right.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, right.
You sons of bitches.
So today we're talking about Tomb Raider and how it is ruining video games for everyone.
You mean Tomb Raider 2, right? Rise of the
Rise
Tomb
of the Tomb Raider.
And
Tomb
we're,
Raider
and
2
we're
came out a long
playing
time ago.
PT.
That's right, we're playing PT.
No, this is
Right.
Tomb Raider.
just,
Tomb Raider.
just so you know, this demo PT is exclusive to the PS4, therefore ruining gaming as we
How dare
game's
Hideo? How dare him?
So the crux of this discussion, if you want to call it that, is that there is an exclusive, and that means PlayStation owners cannot play Rise of the Tomb Raider for some unspecified amount of time, and clearly this is a sin, a terrible sin that can only be atoned for by self-flagellation, immolation,
Yep, I'm there.
other Catholicism tropes. I don't know. But what do you guys feel about it? Do you guys feel that it's bad to have a console exclusive?
No.
Well, first, hold on. Console exclusive, not really bad, but frustrating. This, not frustrating or bad.
Well, also, it's timed. It's a timed
Yeah.
exclusive, so you're going to get it in a few months. Like, it'll be okay. It's not
Yeah.
a big deal. This is one of those things that, again, I think the console exclusives are actually good for the industry because it makes you have to buy a certain console. So you're like, well, I really like Tomb Raider, so I got to buy an Xbox. Or I really like Titanfall, so I got to buy an Xbox. Or I really like PT, so I got to buy a PlayStation.
Well, a PT will probably go multi-platform. I think.
No,
there's a
I'm
part-
sure-
Zoom in.
Yeah. God damn it. God damn it. I hate that part.
Stupid Tomb Raider.
PT. Anyway, so I think that that's good for the industry, and I also like that each exclusive takes full advantage of the console and its graphics and its memory and all that other stuff. I think that's really cool. Now, in the sense that people are mad because Tomb Raider switched, right? It was originally on a play, right? Kind of.
Wasn't it on
35
Sega
years
Saturn
ago.
first or
Yeah.
something?
What was it on, Lawrence, originally?
It was PC. It was always on PC.
Right.
There hasn't been a single Tomb Raider that hasn't been on PC. So
Brave new world out there, baby. Oh my.
Just people get weird associations with the PlayStation brand. Like everyone thinks Metal Gear is a PlayStation property,
Yeah.
which I guess it was, but those came out on PC as well, and it started on the MSX. So who cares?
Well, okay, sure, yeah, that goes all the way back. But it also, like, Metal Gear Solid 4 never came out on anything other than PS3.
Yeah, you're right.
Which, that was a deal. That was a good that's the reason why I got a PS3. I just
Really?
sucked, yeah.
Wow.
I sucked it up and I was like, all right, I'm going to buy it because this is the only way I can play this game.
Yeah, my friend did the same thing.
Wow, for Metal Gear Solid 4 of all the games, I never would have guessed.
It was worth it. It was a really good game, and it forced me to get a PS3, which is a good console, and I ended up just being like, okay, cool. Maybe a bit more console agnostic. So going to your point, though, is it good, is it bad? I was actually getting kind of annoyed with where consoles are right now, because there's almost no real reason to own one over the other. Other than, I would say the PS4 is the better one. I mean, look at this game. God damn it. It's gorgeous. Scary, but yeah. I think PS4 has better games. Xbox is good for the living room, but the differences are so minor at this point. I kind of like this. I like when they roll up their sleeves and like, you know what? Fuck it. Tomb Raider's on our console.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it just makes things more interesting. It's more fun for us to watch. But I think it's strange for anyone to have an allegiance to a piece of hardware or to a multi-billion-dollar company. If anything, Sony and Microsoft love that.
That's
Apple
true.
Sony and Microsoft, or I'm sorry, Apple and Microsoft have been loving that. They're like, yeah, Apple sucks. Yeah, Microsoft sucks. And then they go to the bar upstairs and they just laugh in their piles of money. Okay, by the way, that's
strange that people have allegiance to things. I think this is all Bruce's philosophy on owning shit. That's all capitalized.
Yes,
Which is, you spent money for this one thing. It's the only thing you spend money for, so you have to believe that it's the best thing that you could have possibly
You have to
bought.
justify your purchase. You have to justify your purchase, and that's the problem.
What's interesting about this though is it's like Tomb Raider. Like I
of
mean,
all the things.
like Tomb Raider.
It is strange.
I really, really liked the last Tomb Raider.
I did as
I
well.
thought it was a lot of fun, and it looked really cool. And I'm excited to play the next one. But it's not like when it came out, people were like, "All right, here's another Tomb Raider."
Yeah.
Like it
That's
was
why,
well
that's
received.
why they were able to get it as an exclusive, because it was like,
Yeah.
like that.
So
we
it
can
wasn't a
sell
big
that.
deal.
It's weird that this is like a breaking point for some people, you know, like oh my god, not our precious Tomb Raider.
So here's the problem. I'm going to jump to Microsoft's defense, and I'm going to get all sorts of shit for this.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's biased, automatically biased against Microsoft, and they're like, well, they just gave them money. Microsoft, they just have really deep pockets, and like Sony's the little guy. No, Sony is not the little guy, and neither is Microsoft.
Yeah.
They both have billions of dollars to throw at video games. So it's one of those things where everybody hates Microsoft, everybody loves Sony. So then when they find out Tomb Raider's on an Xbox, they're like, "Fuck this! Sony. There's nothing Sony can do," which is total bullshit.
You know, and this is a bigger discussion, but it's funny because it feels like the reason people are really into Sony is because last generation it took Sony so long to get their shit together. Like when the PlayStation 3 started, it was like, where?
Yeah.
What is this? You know, and like so it was kind of a disaster at start. And so it's weird how they fucked up horribly, and that made them an underdog in some ways.
Yeah, it's weird.
Whereas Xbox 360 was a lot, more about the games, and basically, it's interesting. It's just weird.
Well, I think it switched because Sony was coming off of the PS2, which is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the best-selling console of all time.
It is, yeah.
It sold ridiculous amounts. So they thought, well, what worked? People bought it because they wanted a DVD player. So we'll do the same thing with the PS3. And they wanted, like, top gaming exclusives. So we'll just do the same. And they just thought their shit didn't stink. And they put out this console that was like a big what the fuck. And I know people want to sit there and be like, no, Sony's for the gamers. They built the cell chip specifically to corner and basically capitalize, or have a monopoly on gaming. It didn't work, but they got like Toshiba, Sony, and some other manufacturers came in and built this thing called the cell chip and said, people will develop games specifically for this. Didn't really work out because the thing was hard as fuck to develop for, and guess what? Developers don't want to develop just for one platform.
Right.
They want to do PC, GameCube, or whatever, or Wii at the time. But yeah, they want to program for multiple things, so it didn't work in their favor. And they've just been, like James was saying, they've been playing catch up this whole time. And so now it's been a lot of, okay, we got to do better PR messaging. And then it flipped. Microsoft was like, yeah, we came out on top. Just barely. They pretty much won the console race, whatever you want to call it.
360 and the PS3.
Yeah, sure, whatever. And so Microsoft kind of had this attitude of like, we can't do no wrong. And now they're playing catch up again, which is like, I like that. I like the back and forth. I like people just fighting for our money.
That's the point of capitalism.
Yeah.
That's what's supposed to happen. They're supposed to be fighting for you, and the consumer wins. That's what always happens.
At the end of the day, don't fool yourself into thinking that either one of these companies are your best friend. They want your money, and it's up to them to make it be the best possible deal for you.
You are flipping James
Adam,
out. You're flipping
you
James
standing
out.
in one. Oh no!
There he is!
Zoom in.
God
gosh. We played it for an hour and a half the other night and didn't see her up there once. You standing in one place is destroying me. So if you're gonna
Sorry,
talk,
I was going on a
hand off
rant.
the controller.
Sorry. Oh, does it scare you?
Well,
does
stuff
that?
happens.
What this all reminds me of is the first big rivalry I can remember is Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. And cross-platform was not even a thing back then. Even if there was a game on both consoles, it was wildly different because the hardware was so different.
Yeah.
And, there was PC there too, but in no circumstances was a game on all three. And if it was not remotely the same game.
Right.
That has not been the case for the past 10 years or so. Now, if there is a game, it's on everything, and it's pretty much the same experience. So it's interesting to me that something, from my perspective, as small as a timed exclusive window, because of such an uproar, is really just a sign that the idea of actual console exclusivity is well dead. It just doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I feel like it's a holdover from the previous generations where, like we said, the development is so much different for each platform, whereas now everything's a PC, basically. So at this point, there aren't going to be many new console exclusives. So we'll have the Uncharted, the God of Wars, and those that will always stay on Sony. But like in terms of new games, they're going to be timed exclusives. They're going to be a few months, and they're going to move over to every other platform because it's easy.
Well, I think what we're seeing right now too is the death nail of exclusives. Unless
The death knell.
Now,
Death
Did
knell.
I say death nail?
Said it with an accent.
Death nail.
We know what you mean.
Death.
K-N-E-L.
Regardless, what I'm trying to say is, exclusives are a thing of the past.
Yeah,
they're going to go. You're going to see a lot. We're seeing a lot less of them now, and pretty soon it's just going to be. Well, I keep saying this. Sony or PlayStation, Xbox, all that stuff is going to be a service. What you're seeing with EA Access, that's what's going to be built into your TV. It's going to be like Xbox Inside, PlayStation Inside. You're going to be paying these companies a monthly subscription, so you can't pirate their games.
Yeah.
And so the exclusives, they might happen, but they're going to be few and far between.
do you think that there will be console exclusives where stuff just won't come out on PC or vice versa?
I mean, like I said, I think there's going to be those few games that are again. Man, I want to see that fridge fall, but I don't think it ever will.
Does it ever fall?
No, it doesn't.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I think we're going to see a few of those games that are holdovers from previous generations, but I don't think we're going to see any new games that are full console exclusives. I mean, especially after the PS4 and Xbox One, like whatever the next generation is of consoles, I don't think that's ever going to be a thing. I think it's going to be timed exclusive. It'll come out for a few months on whatever, and then it'll go to every platform. So
I mean, it's still a few years off, but it's going that way eventually.
Lawrence, why do you think people get so angry about this? Why? I mean, I don't get it.
To be as purely
around?
reductionist about it as
Why?
I can be, I think it just amounts to tribalism. You know, it's us versus them.
Yeah.
We want to believe that our side's right and their side's
stare at the
wrong.
corner.
To
your right.
On top of everything you guys were saying before, like there used to be actual
that.
things you could point to, like real notable differences. Like, Super Nintendo has
Look
F-Zero,
away.
and Sega Genesis has the better version of Aladdin.
There you go.
But now
Do it
it's
again.
like, okay, this console is a little bit
again.
quieter,
Okay,
and
do one more
they're
time.
the same price now.
Right.
They do the same thing. They have almost the identical set of
Look away.
games. So I think
now
people
walk to the other
have
side.
latched onto this because they
Left.
want to
Keep quiet.
get excited about it. So I think on some level, people are very passionate about games, and that passion tries to find a way out, and sometimes it finds a weird way out.
Sure,
And I
sure.
think in this case, they're venting their passion about the console wars through this one weird timed exclusive, which doesn't really amount to much. Like, were the PS4 owners mad about Rise or Dead Rising 3?
No.
No, I think this is you could take it back to the history of Tomb Raider, where people first remember playing it on PlayStation. That's what I first remember playing it on. Sure, so there's some kind of allegiance there, but then again, also people remember Final Fantasy on PlayStation first, even though most of us played it on Nintendo first.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a generation thing that you're dealing with.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But I think going back to what Bruce said, everyone hates Microsoft, especially on the internet.
Yeah.
It's easy to hate the Xbox and just sit there and cross your arms and go, that's right, Sony won, everything's great. Which, sure, if you have some kind of weird console allegiance or you're a stockholder, that's fine. But as a consumer, as someone who plays video games, oh dear God, that's scary. This game throws me off.
Yeah, there it is.
What are you looking for?
Puzzle piece.
Puzzle pieces.
Oh, boom. For the love of God. Anyway, it sucks. If Sony was the only guy out there, the only player in town, that would suck for you. People want to sit there and be like, no, they're my best friend. And like, no, I got into this argument with a kid on Reddit for a while where we were arguing about game capture on the PS4, and he kept saying, why does it matter? They have a share functionality in there.
Oh.
Sony's going to be your best friend, and they're going to let you capture whatever resolution you want. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, you just plug in a USB drive, you can pull the files off, it's going to be great. What is happening? Oh, you're the monster now.
You got the trailing vision. Oh, this is the loop too.
I think it's another common situation of, kind of along the lines of that argument is this is going to be a really obvious statement, but people have a hard time understanding perspectives other than their own, which is obvious, but, so let me put it this way. There was an interview with Phil Spencer, and he said, I quote, "I'll just put it this way, other people could have done this deal. There was nothing about us that said we were the only people that could do this deal. If another publisher, another platform wanted to do this deal, it's a business deal.
Yeah.
There's nothing we did somebody else could not have done."
Right.
So it's like,
So it's pretty much, so Square Enix probably had a meeting with Nintendo, Sony, maybe even Valve, who knows, and Microsoft, and said, who wants this? And Sony was probably like, nah, probably not. And Microsoft was like, shit, yeah, we need something. And they were probably more desperate to throw cash at it.
Well, I was reading that article. I think it was a Eurogamer article.
Yeah, it was Eurogamer.
And Phil Spencer said, we've been talking to them since 2009. Like, we've had a relationship with them for a very long time. And it was like kind of one of those things that has always been something we wanted to do, and then it came up. And that's what happened. I mean, like, I think it's a lot more organic than we think it is. I don't think it's like Phil Spencer calling the head of Square Enix being like, "Hello, Phil Spencer here. I have a check for $5 million." Like, I don't think it's like that at all. I think they're just kind of like, "Oh yeah, we can put it on our console first. It'll be cool. It'll be good for us. It'll be good for you, and we'll sell a bunch of copies.
And money will happen.
And money will happen. I mean,
Money!
That's the way businesses work. So I mean,
Plant the money tree.
I just think that we've been trying to figure out why this is a story the last week and a half from Gamescom. Everybody's saying this dominated Gamescom. Like, what?
I don't know.
exclusive day.
This did?
Just going back to what I was saying earlier, though, is like ultimately choice is king, and the more choices you have, the better. With that said, though, the game being exclusive to one platform, I can see why it sucks. Because a lot of people probably, especially our audience, probably chose a PS4 over the Xbox One, and now they're thinking, crap, now I gotta wait. But that's what Microsoft wants you to think. They want you to. It's like a lot of people going, damn it, now I have to buy an Xbox for Master Chief Collection. It's like, that's what exclusives are.
That's the point.
That's the point. They want you to feel that way. Like, you shouldn't, fucking, hate yourself for doing it. And it's like, if you can't afford it, don't buy it. Like, that's just how it is.
Easy.
Real talk.
Yeah,
Real talk.
I've always said this. Look, playing video games is a hobby. No one's putting a gun to your head saying you have to do this. And so when everyone's like, God, I have to pay money for this, like, you do not. Stick and ball.
Sometimes it feels like I have to play this game over and over again.
You're doing well.
Yeah, the question, and that's kind of touching on a bigger topic, but what really drives me crazy is in those discussions about exclusives or whatever, the idea of your volition as a human being never enters into it. It's always like, fuck them for making me buy this other thing, or fuck EA for making me use Origin.
So
you can just not use it.
So well, that's the thing. We've actually seen, in a more humorous sort of way, fans have posted screenshots of like Chaser or Uber Soldier being like, you guys made me buy this. And like, we did not.
Yeah.
In fact, we told you, don't buy it. Like, please don't. Yeah, please don't buy this game. And they're like, look what you made me do. Like, we never made you do a thing. We didn't put a gun to your head.
That's jokingly. Like,
No, I know exactly. But I'm saying, like, they're jokingly saying it, but
Gotcha.
But you're kind of compelled. So like with Battlefield, remember everyone was up in arms over Origin. Like, great, we have to use Origin. And Bruce and I were the first ones to be like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, Origin's not that bad.
Origin's not that bad. I mean, it really isn't.
Yeah.
Origin is actually more feature complete than Steam.
How so?
Because it's got in-app streaming.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's got some cool features, and it's actually a lot faster than Steam too. I'm gonna say it.
I think.
Steam is
Well, I
kinda
mean,
slow.
the obvious comparison there is the library and the sales, and you're kind of limited on Origin. Like they were really behind on some stuff, but they're getting better.
Yeah.
Or they're like, oh, hey, you know what? Battlefield 3, it's free. You can have it.
If EA Access comes to Origin, that's awesome.
Man, there's going to be a lot of people that hate this podcast. We're going to talk about how awesome EA and Microsoft are.
Yeah, you're right.
I think those are definitely companies who are demonized, and rightfully so.
They've
in
done
certain ways.
stupid things before.
Yeah, the thing is, it's easy to put one company out there as the enemy and then pretend the other one's your best friend. That's not just because you hate EA doesn't mean Activision's your buddy. Like, oh, what the hell?
Oh, that's a new one.
I haven't seen this one.
Reupload.
I'll call later.
I'll call later.
I'll call later.
Huh.
Game starts over.
What happened?
So it's just
part of it. That's one of the puzzles.
Kojima's just fucking with you.
Yeah.
Why was all the text in German?
I've seen that 3 times now, and every single time it's a different error screen.
It's actually really cool.
The text that was on screen that was like popping up in German.
It's just a bunch of different
I
languages.
will say this, I guess, just to kind of cover our asses. I don't think we're in favor of any one company over another.
No.
We try to keep an open mind about everyone. That either everyone's out to get you, and they want your money.
They want
but
your money.
But also, I'm going to give a company the benefit of the doubt until I actually use or play their product.
Yeah.
That's it's best to go through life with an open mind rather than saying like I'm not even going to try that. Like there was,
Look at all the hash marks.
God damn. Oh well, no, they're all over the wall. Check it out.
Oh, cool. So you've been in the room. Ah,
Yeah.
I get it. Okay.
Well, there was someone who brought up recently. They were like, "Yeah, didn't Batman Arkham Origins suck?" And I'm like, "No, I actually really enjoyed it. It was a really good game." And then I'm like, "Did you think it sucked?" He goes, "Oh no, I didn't play it." And I'm like, so why are you saying this? Like, well, everyone online hated it. I'm like, I don't think they played it either.
Yeah.
Like it's the people who actually go through and play the game actually should have the opinion, and that's sort of the thing we say with consoles. Like, unless you own all the consoles, you're not really allowed to have an opinion on it all the way through. Well, I mean, you can't say like Xbox sucks. Like, do you own one? No, but I've read things online. I'm like,
Yeah, you haven't tried it, so you don't know.
yeah. I mean, if you own one, then you can bitch about it.
And that's the worst part about what we're saying is that yes, you have to buy it, and you don't necessarily have to. But in order to have an educated opinion on the subject matter, you should probably buy it and give it a shot and try. I mean, like you could buy it, try it, return it after 30 days or whatever. I mean, like that was one of those things that I learned when I reviewed products a lot. Is that I always got certain stigmas with certain products. People always come to be like, "Oh man, doesn't that Samsung television suck? Isn't it way worse than Panasonic?" And I'd be like, "No, it's just as good, if not better." And they'd be like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's really what it was." He's like, "Well, I read online that." I'm like, "Did you try it?" And they'd be like, "No." Well, there's the problem. Like you have to try it.
Yeah, and I'll say, having gotten older and having an open mind about this sort of stuff, I've learned that not one device is the best. So like people will sit there and say Apple's the best thing in the world.
It's all about your needs.
Yeah, and it's like, well, does the iPad have expandable memory? Well, no. And it's like, well, what if I want to put my videos on there? You're kind of limited. Well, how's battery life? Battery life's great. And you're like, fuck. So everything's a give and take.
Yeah.
And same with the consoles. It's like, hey, the Xbox is good at X, Y, and Z, but the PS4 is really good at X, Y, and Z. So what appeals more to you? And you go, well, I kind of like a little bit of both. And it's like, maybe you should get both. I'm not saying you have to, but maybe to make your life complete, to go home and go, I have no worries. I'm just fucking around now. But it's just pieces of plastic that make your life slightly more enjoyable.
So to be fair, maybe not all, but I would say a fair number of our viewers or listeners don't have the income or the means to get everything they want.
Of course not. Yeah.
Yes.
And I certainly remember what that's like. And even referencing something you said before, the whole like forming opinions about things that you haven't experienced firsthand. I feel like that plays into a few things. One is that if you have strong opinions, you appear to be more well-informed than you may be. So there's this kind of desire of people to have an opinion about everything, whether or not they've actually formed it on their own. But second of all, I think it kind of feeds into that tribalism. If you read online that like all Panasonics suck, and you're like, okay, I need to get on the winning side, and you're like, Panasonics suck, but you've never used one, seen one, or anything like that.
Right.
I don't know. It's a weird confluence of human behavior that causes these issues to sprout up. But if you are young and poor, my heart goes out to you. I was once one of you.
We were all like
No, I you know what I did? So my mom bought a PS2 because I convinced her we needed a DVD player. And so that's how we got it.
Nice.
And then first thing we did was rent Gladiator. That's like what we did. And then she found out I was doing nothing but playing video games on it, so she took it away because my grades were slipping. So no more PlayStation for Adam. But around that time I started getting into Halo, but I only played it at friends' houses. I couldn't afford an Xbox, hell no. So I luckily had a friend who was like weird.
That's right. We forgot about that one.
I had a friend who modded consoles. He was always tinkering with them, so he was always breaking them. And he had one where he's like, this one kind of works if you like shake it just right. So I basically had a free Xbox.
Nice.
And then just like sat in a drawer, and then at night I'd run a 50-foot Ethernet cable to the router at like 2 a.m. and play Halo 2 without my mom knowing.
Oh,
That
that's
was
so cute.
The rest of us were watching porn.
No, I did that too.
You can do that on an Xbox?
Well, no, I
just
had
had
a
this funky
computer.
Ethernet.
It was,
Oh,
a,
wow.
it was a scrambled porn. Remember
Richie
the
Rich
scrambled
then.
porn?
Oh yeah,
it was
yeah.
a scrambled porn
You
all
just
the time.
hear,
Well, you'd see a little bit of it.
You'd
Like,
also
oh,
hear, don't.
that was more than enough when I was 16.
Yeah.
Did any of your family members have a black box? The scramble, like it would give you all the free cable channels.
No, we were a legal family.
yeah, no, of course not.
Well, I can go into a very long
No, let's do
explanation.
the first. Let's do the first mid roll before
Yeah.
Adam starts talking about porn.
Okay.
Well, on the subject of porn, as Adam hinted at earlier, we're going to open up shop on our very own new website.
Oh yeah, Squarespace.
We already have one, but we're going to make another one. And boy, are we going to dump some gifts on that thing. So as previously mentioned, Squarespace is sponsoring this podcast. And we are going to use Squarespace tools to make the best website the internet's ever seen.
Ever?
There will be some spinning skulls. There
It's
might
gonna be like a MySpace page.
Can all the font have sparkles around it?
Absolutely.
I want
Yes.
sparkle font.
There will be traffic cones and under construction in Times New Roman, maybe blinking yellow and black. So our goal is to make the best website ever using Squarespace's easy-to-use tools.
I was going to say that this does not reflect poorly on Squarespace.
No,
It
just
Our own
reflects
personal
poorly
taste.
on
It
us.
is
We
actually-
appreciate that they give us the ability to
be
create
terrible.
the website we want to make.
Right. It's their fault for making it that easy.
Yeah, and once we make it, we're going to send it out to you guys so you can see our voyage. You can see us do terrible things with Squarespace's wonderful tools.
Oh.
But if you're interested in making your own website, and also another subject I wanted to talk about is you should probably have a website if you want to get into game production or games coverage, games media.
Oh yeah, we get that question a lot about how do I get a job in the games
Exactly.
industry.
So
It's your personal brand.
We get that question all the time. Like, how do I get started doing YouTube stuff? How do I do games journalism? The most important thing we always say is just start doing it. But the second most important thing is be able to show it when you need to in an instant. So if you're talking to the right person and they say, send me some samples, you'd better have a link that you can fire off to them within a minute.
Yeah.
And part of that is having an online presence, having a website where you can collect your work and show it very quickly.
I will say I have always been more impressed by people who will show me a website that they designed or they worked on or just anything. Like my wife has a website where she does, she has like a side business where she does like flower arrangements and stuff. We've talked about this before, and like wedding photos. And I told her, it's probably best that you build your own website. And or maybe that was her idea. I don't know. I'm not taking credit for her ideas. But it just always looks more professional when you have that rather than, here's my business card, there's my YouTube channel. And you go kind of like, actually, even though I think my business card only has my YouTube channel, which is a shame.
And I don't have a business card.
But it always...
We should get business cards.
But yeah, if you are trying to stand out or like you want to send your resume out, it does look better if you have a website as opposed to like just like a Tumblr.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or something .word, well, whatever. I can't
Yeah,
say that. But, let's see. Our plans for Squarespace start at $8 a month and include a free domain name if you sign up for an entire year. What'd you do?
Nothing. The woman's there. Nothing. The woman's there.
Keep going.
Go ahead.
Do it.
So if you're in high school, maybe you're in college, and you want to start building a body of work that you can show off to people, Squarespace is a great place to start. We encourage you to go check it out. And as previously mentioned, if you use the offer code INSIDE, you get 10% off your first purchase. That's INSIDE.
This deal is so good, it's scary.
Oh my gosh. Holy shit.
God.
All right. So we haven't found the last puzzle piece, right?
We have to find one more piece.
I thought it was in the plant.
I thought it was down at the stairs. Did I already get the one on the
Yeah,
stairs?
you already got the one on the stairs.
So we got some good conversation suggestions from
Okay.
various listeners. Let's see here. And this actually, we were basically already talking about this. Shattered Soul 2102 says, on your next pet podcast. What did I say, pedcast? It's like the pederast podcast.
No, it is not.
What? What are you talking about?
That's the fine version of pederophilia is different than pedophilia.
Can you stay on topic?
That one.
I just get really excited when pederast.
What were they asking?
On your next podcast, you guys should go over one of your favorite gaming memories growing up. Something that you will always remember for some reason. I think it's awesomely entertaining when you guys tell stories. On an unrelated note, James was in some random dream I had the other night. We were apparently friends and played N64 games. Then all of a sudden he became a total dick and started fucking up my house. Damn it, James.
That wasn't a dream.
So I talk in my sleep,
Yeah.
and Bruce knows this.
Yes.
And apparently I snore too.
Yes.
What do you do to me to make me not snore?
Oh
God
my
damn
gosh!
it.
I usually throw a pillow. Oh boy! I usually
Yeah.
throw a pillow at
I
you.
was
So-
looking at my notes when that happened.
So what my wife does, she says when I snore, she just puts her hand on my chest, and like I stop snoring. So Bruce does kind of the equivalent and like throws a pillow at me when we.
Beautiful. Sweet, a tender moment between two friends.
Just for context, it's usually when we're traveling.
Yeah.
We don't usually sleep together.
Well, we usually sleep in the same room, so obviously we sleep in separate beds. So when you hear that noise, don't go in the bathroom because she'll attack you. Anyways, yeah, we sleep in the same bed. But also, what I've done with him is I'll throw a pillow at him, and if that doesn't work, I'll yell. So he'll be snoring as the snore gets pretty loud. So when he's snoring, I'll go, "Hey!" like that, and he'll kind of go like this, and I like wake up and like stop snoring for a little bit so that I can fall back asleep.
Yeah, because you need to get under before he starts snoring.
I usually have to do it like 5 to 10 times though. I have to get him to change position because usually he doesn't snore on his side; he snores on his back.
So according to my wife, I was talking to Joel in my sleep last night.
Yeah, you were.
And I said something along the lines of like, "That's not my bag, baby."
Oh wow!
I was trying to get him to do something he really wasn't into.
So
I guess.
So the strangest thing about me talking in my sleep, almost 100% of the time, I'm talking about work. It's always work related, and it's always
Pleasure related this time.
Yeah. So it was odd that I was having a very tender dream about Joel and our bag sharing.
That's nice.
So that was strange.
It's not my bag, baby.
No, they actually had a baby in a bag. He's like, that's not my bag, baby.
Oh, that's not my bag, baby at all.
Yeah,
How did we get
that's my
how
bag,
did we
baby.
get on this? Weren't we talking about gaming memories?
Yeah, gaming memories.
Oh yeah, sorry. Continue.
I had a gaming memory where I hosted a few LAN parties during high school. We'd be playing like Quake 2 and Tribes and
I
stuff.
did too, Lawrence.
And I remember there was one where I had the Dreamcast set up and we were playing NBA Showtime or Hang Time.
Is this a dream or a real thing?
It's a mix of both at this
Okay.
point.
Noise, you gotta get out.
And yeah, we were just
that
all
noise,
hopped
you
up
gotta
on
go.
soda, playing awesome games all night. And there was this like Dutch trance song that we found called Star Child by the band Star Child.
Okay.
And we basically played that on loop for about 6 hours while playing Quake 2. And I remember at one point, one of my friends got like, I think I snapped at him about something, and he went outside, and then I had to go out and talk to him and work it out. So that was kind of cool. But anyway, there's not a whole lot of points.
Where was that going?
Wait, where was that?
Gaming
Hold on.
memories, man. Good times.
Cool story, Hansel.
I have a gaming memory about my roommate, actually. So my
Real
roo-
quick.
Oh, yeah.
We need to hear the baby laugh to be able to do it.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
Want me to turn
Wait,
it up
the
a little
clock
bit?
has to go to midnight, right?
the
And then
clock,
the baby has
the
to.
clock is supposed to chime, and then we're supposed to walk 10 paces or
That's
something
right,
like
and then
that.
hear
Hear
baby
the
laugh.
first baby laugh, and then
So I figured it out. She lives in that section of the hallway.
she
So-
lives everywhere.
Well, no, but I mean, like, if you're over here and you hear that noise of the approaching sound,
Yeah.
you can come back here and be safe. If you're over there,
She spawns at the door that you come in.
well, no, I know. So, but what I'm saying is, you just kind of stay in the middle. Otherwise, if you run one way or the other, go in the bathroom, you're fucked.
Okay, I'll talk about. So one of my, I mean, I've been playing video games my entire life. One that stands out for me was, you remember Majora's Mask?
Yeah.
The how to get the final mask, you had to go through this crazy trial essentially, where you have to go through your day, the 3 days, a very specific way, and go through like a certain quest a very specific way in order to get the final mask. And I remember, I think I stayed up till like 7 or 8 in the morning, having been up all day playing it. And my mom worked late. She was a police officer. She would come in at like 7 in the morning. I remember her coming home being like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, like I felt like it was almost worse than being caught masturbating. 'Cause I was up all night playing. That's a weird thing growing up. So me growing up, getting caught playing video games was like the worst thing ever. And I still that fear is still kind of in me. So like I'll be upstairs playing games and my wife will come and be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." Yeah, it's really messed up how ingrained that is in me, that I am embarrassed to play video games around people. Take that, Freud.
Okay.
Frau.
You can hear
the
that.
microphone.
Fraud.
You can hear that nose. Oh yeah. Do you have the mic? Do you have earbuds?
Yeah.
So my gaming story about my roommate, actually, because I've known my roommate for a very long time, is
Have fun.
a long time ago. This is probably like 7 or 8 years ago, maybe even longer than that. Holy shit! We were playing F-Zero, I believe.
Nice.
We just decided to fire up the N64, play some F-Zero.
F-Zero-X.
And yeah, and we were both playing, and like we were racing. We were talk to the baby. We were both playing, and we were racing, and it was like a race between me and him. We were the last ones playing, and
Are you there?
what happened was we both crashed. You can fall off the side of an F-Zero track.
Baby.
I fell off the side first and exploded as he fell off the side, and he exploded. And he's like, "I won." And I was like, "No, you didn't. You died." And I was like, "No, we both lost. Nobody won because we both died. We both exploded." He's like, "No, I won. I beat you. You exploded first." And I was like, "No, you didn't." So we started shouting at each other, screaming at each other. I stormed out of the house. Like I was like done with it. I was like done with him. I was like, "Oh, I'm so fucking tired of this." And he brought this up like most recently when he moved in. We were sitting there watching TV, and he's like, "Hey, you remember when you got really mad at me playing F-Zero?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do remember that.
And he just reaches behind him and pulls out an N64. It's
no.
already on.
And he was like, he was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I made you mad."
Oh,
And I was like, well, I'm sorry that I yelled.
What a loser.
And it was very cathartic.
We just made out right there.
And then we made out on his big orange couch.
Oh wait, is this the same roommate?
Same
with the
roommate,
orange couch.
same-
baby.
How is the? Is there any update on Orange Couch roommate?
So we might be getting a new roommate, possibly
Oh,
Lawrence Sontag, but I'm not sure yet.
really?
Just hold that in front of your face while you're telling your story.
We might be getting, but either way.
If
Well,
you
you're gonna have
if
some
you hear a
adventures,
baby
huh?
laugh, let me know.
But we still have Big Orange Couch roommate. He's still going to be there. But I told him he's going to have to move his couch.
Oh,
What?
I
no.
have to move the
Really?
couch.
To a more central location in the apartment.
No,
Wow.
entirely out of the house because
So,
I'm
well-
tired of it, and I'm tired of it taking up
You have
room.
a balcony? Because it could go out there.
Well, what I'm gonna do is we have storage, so I think I'm gonna try and fit it in the storage because
The couch or your roommate?
the couch makes me upset, and I don't even see it.
Have you taken a picture of the big orange couch
knowing it's
for
there.
the subreddit?
I need to. I haven't done that
You
yet.
should do that.
You need to get pictures of you farting on it.
I'll taking a shit all over it.
Yeah, just so your roommate gets pink eye.
That's true. I gotta take it. I'll take a picture of it when he's not home.
He just nuzzles it every night. Did
you watch the show? Yeah, we're solid 30 minutes in the podcast. He probably doesn't.
No,
watch
he
this
doesn't.
far.
He watches far.
No.
If he watches it all, I don't
I
think.
don't think he knows what Bruce does. He thinks he works at like a farm or something.
You're an actuary, right?
So here's an important and
horses.
poignant question from Carter Deyerba. Maybe I said that right. Why does James hate The Last of Us so much?
I didn't get to tell my favorite gaming story.
No, please
go
do.
ahead.
Does it
And
involve
mine
The
will
Last
be
of Us?
real quick.
Yeah.
Is the first thing that popped into my head. Other than the time I beat Green Grass and High Tides on expert guitar and then fell to my knees in the middle of the living room with my hands shaking.
Wow.
But my other gaming story is I was very, very young and I was playing a very, very early wrestling game. And my brother and I were playing, and somehow I got him into a loop where I could continue doing the giant swing to him over and over again. And it showed a really terrible NES cutscene, and I laughed so hard that I shit myself.
Oh, nice! Really?
Yep.
Like a whole log in your pants, or just?
I
like
mean,
a
I
little
was a
nugget?
kid, so you know,
turd.
like
Baby
yeah,
food?
like a child, like a
little baby
what
turd?
what a toddler would shit.
Oh, okay, all right.
You
yeah,
know?
little baby turd.
So
That's a
that's
good
it.
story.
So why do you hate The
James
Last
story.
of Us? Shitter pants.
I don't hate The Last of Us. I think that it's a little overblown. It is a game that emphasizes story and graphics more than gameplay, and I don't think the story is that good, and I think the graphics will be outdated in like 3 years. Like if you look at the first Uncharted game, you're like, I remember this looking really, really good, but it looks kind of shitty now. So that's my problem with The Last of Us. There.
It makes total sense. I don't know. I'm not sure how you can argue with that.
I mean, you can argue with it by
really
saying
good story.
I mean, you can argue with it by saying I really like the gameplay
Of
and
course,
I really
yeah.
like the story and I really like the graphics. But
I-
I had also played the Walking Dead Telltale game shortly before, and it hits all of those notes, but with more emotional resonance. And the Walking Dead, in my opinion, and the Walking Dead Telltale game also, it prides itself on being a story game, and thus. There's no points in the middle where you're like, why is this gameplay so boring and repetitive?
Well,
you know?
as we said before, you have to be able to justify your opinion, regardless of whether or not it's your opinion.
Yeah.
Tell us why the gameplay is so good in Last of Us.
I don't.
You know?
I don't hate people for liking The Last of
no.
Us, but the more people that jump on the pile of loving The Last of Us does kind of irk me. I'll be honest with you.
I beat Run to the Hills on expert drums, and I fell onto the floor gasping for air.
Yeah,
At the
it's
end of
very
it, like,
physical. It's
clutching
physically-
my forearm that was throbbing
Yeah.
and aching in pain.
Yeah.
Lawrence is
Aching
throbbing.
and throbbing.
Yep.
You heard him.
Forearm.
So
It was
what do
all
we have to
pink
do
and
here?
inflamed.
What's
We're
next?
trying to get the baby
You have
to
to
laugh.
you have to express your love for The Last of Us
Well, so
through the
Turn around, run!
The door was open, so that's nice.
So
Here's the thing.
Go say hi.
I like The Last of Us. I liked it a lot. I thought the gameplay left something to be desired a little bit. I thought you got a little too overpowered in the end. By the end, Joel looked like a transformer with the amount of gear that was on his back.
Cod man.
He had like a flamethrower and
Yeah.
like a bunch of bricks on him. Like
Two
he,
shotguns, 18 bricks, just 12
yeah, it
people.
was just it got a little too overpowered. I really liked the storytelling. I
I don't
thought
like when you do this. You're gonna get attacked.
I thought the cutscenes were fantastic.
You're
I
gonna
thought
get attacked
the
if you-
scene in the
if you're
shed where
close.
he's torturing the dude
Oh, that was good.
was one of like the finest moments in video game acting. But with all that said, I play video games for them to be fun and sometimes unique.
There again, I think.
I want to have a good time.
Yeah.
This is not a game that I would ever probably play by myself.
my
I'm
God.
talking about PT.
Playing with a group
It's still
game is just
scary.
No, but
destroying
at least
me.
I have someone to hug.
We can't even hear it.
Ugh, God, this game freaks me out. God damn it,
Playing horror games with people is fantastic. I played the entire Silent Hill series with some of my roommates in college, and it was one of the better gaming memories I had.
Yeah.
Lawrence, did we get the third baby? Did you hear a second baby laugh?
We never
I
got
didn't hear a
that.
second baby laugh, and the controller didn't rumble.
And I know we've talked about not really doing horror games on our channel, but I might make an exception for Silent Hills
Well,
because
Silent Hill
I'm
also
having a
means
good time with
something
this
more.
one.
Yeah.
With the group. I like the social interaction that we're doing with it.
Silent
but
Hill
anyway-
is always more than jump scares too. There's always an intellectual slant to it. The series typically explores some pretty hefty themes. Like Silent Hill 2 was about a dude that smothered his wife to death with a pillow, and he was dealing with that guilt, and that was basically the grand metaphor of the entire game. Yeah, pretty heavy shit. But the funny thing is, to find that out, you like really have to read between the lines and understand a lot of the dialogue and think about what they're hinting at.
Yeah.
Right now,
Silent
we're
Hill
just trying to
4.
solve the last puzzle of this game.
Yeah, because there's the teaser trailer. Obviously,
This
we've
is-
seen it, but
This is
Puzzle's
the
kinda
most
bullshit though. This
the mo-
is very un-Silent Hill. Usually you don't have to jump.
This
through
is the
many
most
hoops.
obscure one, but this is the way you have to do it for a teaser like this.
There was another comment.
Wait, actually, real quick. Going back to Last of Us, though, I will say I finished it one time. I'm not really in a rush to go and play it again.
With even better, more graphics, sir.
Well, I think
more
it's like
graphics
it's one of those games like Uncharted. Like I play through it once. Okay, I got it. I'm good.
Yeah.
I have been kind of itching to replay Dishonored for some reason. I don't know why. I'd like
You can play the Knife of Dunwall.
I beat
play
that
as
already.
Dowd. Oh, never mind.
those were okay. I thought they were okay, but I want to
like
go back
them
and play as
better.
Corvo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's because I think I revealed recently that I watched Count of Monte Cristo for the first time, and they all look like Dishonored people, and I was like, I like Dishonored. I want to go back and play
this is
that.
a big deal for Adam watching Count of Monte Cristo.
Here's my thing, and Bruce finds this hilarious.
Stand by
I
the
watch
phone.
movies in 20-minute chunks.
Yeah.
Because I take the metro into work and out of work, whatever. So I take public transportation. So I have about 20 minutes from going from downtown to Hollywood that I can watch something. So I always watch movies in like these 20-minute chunks. Right now I'm rewatching The Dark Knight, just because.
Now the sound comes back.
It's
You
good.
just Walk 10 paces.
It's a good movie.
I know.
Walk 10
I'm-
paces, and then the baby should.
All right.
laugh.
So anyway, that's how I enjoy films. That's the best way to watch any form of media. It's 20 minutes at a time.
Look away! Look away! My
Oh
God!
my gosh! Well, you're supposed to zoom in on her at some point.
Don't stare at her.
So
Good
Reaver217 left a good comment regarding our Call of Duty discussion.
Yeah.
He said, wait a minute. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, here we go. To me, Call of Duty is like the prom. Hold on, I've resized it.
Perfect. That's all you need to say.
Yeah, good comment.
Yeah.
It's
Great
a
insight.
little more nuanced than that. I just
Okay,
accidentally
so
made it too big. Here we go.
Now what?
It's this big fucking
this is the one
thing
we're
that
supposed
everyone's
to be
talking
talking
about
about.
and excited for, but I can't find it in my heart to give a shit because I know it's going to happen next year and it's going to be a different experience. If I go for it at the wrong time, it will ruin my life and change the way I feel about it. Call of Duty might be looking up this year, so I'm going to try it out and voice my opinion after I do because the community of YouTube doesn't like the idea of formulating an opinion. Much like the idea about Call of Duty being a prom.
I like that. I would actually compare it more to like NCIS or Law and Order. It's a what do you call that, Bruce? Procedural.
Yeah, the procedural.
Where you're going to get a beginning, a middle, and end. It's going to have a satisfying conclusion. You'll get something out of it. It's probably not going to be the filet mignon of television, but you'll get something out of it. And it comes on all the time, and it's pretty predictable, but it keeps the masses entertained. Like, Grandpa's gonna fall asleep on the couch, happy, playing Call of Duty. Like, oh yeah, good time. But maybe for the younger gentleman, what was his name?
Scroll back up here. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Really? That was his name?
That's his name.
Oh wow, progressive. For him, he's probably looking for something a little bit different, and so that's why he watches Game of Thrones, or maybe he's gonna watch something a bit more challenging, like Bewitched.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's different strokes for different folks. And I've said this before.
Gossip Girl.
You are allowed to complain about other forms of media, but the beauty of living in this day and age is there are so many forms of media that no matter who you are, there should be at least something for you.
Yeah, there's always something that appeals.
With that said, though, you should not go out of your way to complain about things that other people like. I've learned this recently with Transformers. I used to be a big shit talker about Transformers, and having seen Transformers 4, I have a much larger appreciation for Michael Bay and what he does, because holy crap, no other competent person could make that thing work the way he made it work. And it's hard calling it a movie. It is almost like a moving art piece. We can do a whole other podcast on Transformers 4.
We will.
I kind of want to.
Welcome to Transformers Forecast. Then PS and Nintendo Freak left a rather long comment, but it was a good one. I'll TLDR. I basically said, you can't ask us to leave good comments without asking us a good question first. Very valid point, and we'll do that from now on.
Okay.
So thank you for leaving that comment.
What's your good question, Lawrence?
I'm going to ask it at the end of the community round.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because we're in the middle of that right now.
Wait
Wait a minute.
Community stuff. Yeah.
Totally skipped over a mid-roll.
Do it.
Man, I am all out of sorts today. So, our viewers, we've been podcasting for a while. Perhaps you'd like to stop and have a snack.
I would, actually. I'm really, really hungry. This game's making me really, really scared.
I couldn't eat anything though.
Well,
Bruce,
Bruce.
I put it in my mouth and I go.
Wouldn't you like a better for you snack provided by Nature Box?
Yes.
Go on.
Actually, I wanted to throw this question to James.
Yeah,
James, you're pretty heavily into nutrition.
I am.
What would you recommend in terms of snacking and how that fits into one's dietary plan?
Well, I mean that's a personal matter.
Wow.
But here's the thing.
He's like, none of your business.
Here's the thing, and I was actually talking with a friend about this last night because he said that he's trying to get in shape or eat better, but he still has dessert like one night a week. And I was like, the only way you can manage nutrition is by finding a way that you can do it in perpetuity, basically. So crash dieting, all that stuff, it's not going to work nearly as well as finding a food that you like that is calorically sound and not filled with horrible things, and then eat it. Like, I mean, that's basically all there really is to it. You just have to be able to work in a manageable situation. And if you have an abundance of good food that's good for you, all you then have to do at that point is make sure you don't eat any portions that are too much. You know?
Maybe left.
Sure. Well, in line with that, it sounds like Nature Box could be a wonderful addition to your diet or substitution, whatever.
No, yeah.
They make better for you snacks using only natural ingredients. We've enjoyed them thoroughly so far.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the key things James said is, you do have to watch calories, of course, if you're trying to drop body weight or maintain body weight. But if you're eating the right
baby
kinds
left?
of things, it will keep you satisfied longer and also not make you feel like shit. And I actually got my first Nature Box because I signed up for it.
Yeah.
And it's been delightful. Had some barbecue sesame seeds; those were good.
Ooh.
Had
Which ones did you get?
whole wheat figgy bars.
Oh, those sound really good, actually.
They're basically Fig Newtons, but actually like not just candy. Like it's actual stuff. I got sesame sticks, and
I gotta walk 10 paces.
I got the cranberry almond clusters. So I was actually in the middle of my yoga routine last night, and like,
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back. I was all on board when you're talking about delicious food because I'm actually getting kind of hungry because
Yeah.
it's the end of the day. You were doing yoga?
yeah,
Okay.
this
I'm
is-
sorry. Yoga routine.
yeah.
How often do you do yoga?
Once a week.
Okay.
Matt sent me pointed the yoga routine from P90X out to me.
Okay.
And it's 90 minutes long, so it's pretty intense.
Now,
But
here's the thing. I'm not shitting on it.
yep.
I've actually been meaning to do yoga, so I've been having a lot of back problems lately. I used
yeah.
to do yoga, and my back would feel a lot better when I did it. So I might need a buggy for that DVD.
I do the same one that Lawrence does.
But at any rate, I recall that about 30 minutes into it, I just felt really weak all of a sudden because I'd been eating well that day.
Yeah.
So I just paused the video, got up and like crammed some like cranberry almond
Big
clusters
bars?
in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And then kept working out. And it gave me the energy I needed to finish my workout.
That was the thing, James, I talked to him about that, about carbing up.
Yeah.
And I have been doing that when going to the gym and beforehand. And it actually does work. I always thought, like, go on an empty stomach, bro, is the best way to do it. And I feel sick when I do
No.
that.
Yeah.
And you can't work out as effectively either. You just have no
Yeah.
energy. So
I,
if you would like some healthy snacks to carb up before your workout,
Yeah.
we encourage you to go to naturebox.com/inside for 50% off your first month. That's naturebox.com/INSIDE.
I have this idea. We should start a new channel where it's just James doing workout tips.
Yeah. screaming
Yeah.
at our-
But he never actually does them. He just has his shirt off staring into the camera.
Well, I generally go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday while you guys go to lunch, I go work out.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you guys just came with me to gym, just film me there, think about how much extra work we'd get done. You know?
What would we call
right.
that? What would we call that channel?
One more question
sounds really
from the
gay.
community,
James,
and then it's
James Buff Tips.
then it's
Jimmy
fan art
lifts.
time. The wonkiest thing asked a question, and I'm just posing this out there so we can address it because this comes up a bit in our community in one form or another. But the wonkiest thing says, you guys say that you're low on staff. Is it because that Machinima won't pay for anyone else? Is it because you haven't found any more people that are qualified enough? What would be the qualifications? Or is it because no one is even asking to be hired?
when
Bruce?
when the bell told
So
on.
this-
We're formulating a strategy real quick.
The problem is we
When
keep
the bell
playing PT,
tolls,
so we just don't have time to hire anyone.
Stand by the
phone?
stand by the phone. Zoom in on the phone and stand by the phone. When the bell stops, then walk 10 paces
Oh boy.
towards the basement and pray that she doesn't appear.
All right, say the question again.
Sure. You guys, or you say that you guys are low on staff.
True, we are.
And then he poses a series of questions.
Yes.
Is that because Machinima won't pay for anyone else? Is it because you haven't found any people that are qualified enough? What are the qualifications? Or is it because no one is even asking to be hired?
That's a combination of all of them. So right now, obviously, we're low on budget. It is very hard to find somebody that wants to do what we do and actually can do what we do. Zoom in. And what was the last one?
Let's see here.
And no one-
Is it because no one's asking? And what are the
I
qualifications?
think plenty of people are asking,
Yeah.
but then they're always asking the wrong question.
Yeah.
It's usually, I play GTA all the time.
Ugh,
Give me a job. And you go,
not what we're looking for.
it's actually, it's funny enough, playing video games is, it's less of, are you good at playing video games? It's more of, do you understand video games? Do you understand video game culture? Do you understand what makes a good video? That sort of thing. So it's kind of hard to find that right person. And we haven't really been hiring. There's a lot of internal stuff that it's really super boring details. But we're working on it, essentially. I think we've proven ourselves pretty well this last year with this channel. We've been doing pretty good. This podcast is part of that, is growing it and showing that we can be a profitable business. And I think once we do that, we can make the argument for having more people help us with what we're doing. And then the search will begin for finding the right person or people.
We're going to turn it into a reality television show.
Not at all.
All right.
And it might
America's
even-
next top dumb video producer.
Has anybody heard a baby laugh yet?
No baby's laughing.
And ideally, whoever we hire will actually probably will not have a job right away. It'll be some kind of like tryout period.
Yeah.
It'll be, hey, it's the best way to do it, where it's like, hey, come on for 3 months. If it works out, it works. If it doesn't, we'll be honest and let you know. Because it's like there's a very certain group dynamic you have to have. If you're the sort of person who's like, well, 6 o'clock, I'm out of here. Like,
Speaking of which, bye.
God damn, this is why we're getting rid of Joel.
Oh,
No,
no,
I'm kidding.
nobody's
Everyone's
getting rid
No,
of
I was just
Joel.
joking. Joel's staying forever. But it's one of those people who are like, we like dedicated people, and we like people who get what we do, but at the same time are professional. So it's like we are asking for the most unique of person, but not yet. That will be happening soon, not now, but later.
All right. And then Quinn McElveny. I said it was the last comment. I lied because this one is nice. He or she says nice things. I think it was in reference to the podcast. They said, I think it is really dumb that people are complaining about what you guys are doing. To me, you guys are my favorite way to learn some new gaming news, and I watch ETC for all the movie news. On that, I'm not able to support as much as I wish, but I will keep liking these. By the way, every freaking show you guys do, I'm laughing my ass off because something, whether it's Bruce is laughing at something or Jim's saying how good when the grenade bounces back. So just saying good job and keep it coming.
Well,
Thank you.
That's awesome. We
a lot.
aim to please. We like to make entertainment. Selfishly, we like to make entertainment that makes us laugh.
Yeah.
That we enjoy, and if there are certain people who have the same sense of humor as us and enjoy our content, it's a win for that small portion of the world. So thank you for watching. That's really awesome.
And then let's look at some fan art.
I love this.
I guess, can you bring it up on another monitor?
I have it right here.
Okay.
So good.
Yeah, the fan art was amazing.
So the first one from Deco Air? I think?
Yeah. I've actually been in contact with him. This is going to be a T-shirt soon.
Oh, really? Fantastic.
Yeah, he was.
yeah.
Love it.
He was more than happy to work with us on getting this up, and in exchange, he just really wants us to give him a few shout-outs, point out his website, which he has. He has his own professional website.
What is the website? You know?
Is that a baby laugh? Is
I
that a
will-
baby laugh?
Absolutely
We'll
not.
put it in the comment, or we'll put it in the
Can we put
description.
it? Yeah, we'll put it.
We'll have it pop up during the video. But yeah, so this will be a T-shirt, I believe, this week.
Whoa.
Yeah, probably when this podcast goes
I
up.
might actually buy this one. I really like
Yeah,
this.
it's a
like this
sweet
one.
shirt.
I dig it. And hopefully more to come. And he's going to be doing more stuff on like Society 6 and other places. So support him in any
Quick-
way that you can for our super fans.
Quick
Thank you.
thing for any artists that eventually makes T-shirts that I don't necessarily run out to buy. It's still really awkward for me to think about buying a T-shirt that has my own image on it.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. because I
It's
don't
very
want it.
strange.
I don't like it.
So
Also, if you're planning on making t-shirt designs for us, keep in mind we don't have access to unlimited color. Is that correct, Adam?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Be selective with it. Yeah. It's usually more affordable if we can keep it to 3 colors, I think.
But we don't want people making fan art with only 3 colors.
No,
with the hopes that it'll become a
No,
t-shirt.
no,
No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, have an open mind if you're interested in submitting a design for a T-shirt, which we'll get more details on that later too as well. We're working on stuff.
Either way, like what you just said about how that guy was really easy to deal with, and when like we emailed him and he emailed right back. That's exactly what we want. So if like you ever want a T-shirt design or something like that, we email you. Please get back to us as soon because we want to make a T-shirt. That's why we emailed you.
Yeah.
So.
And then Reddit user Scoob Tubins,
Oh yeah.
highlight of the damn week, did 5 watercolors of all of them.
So cool.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just
Lawrence, you're the best.
Did you notice that we're all wearing the same shirt except for I think
Joel.
Oh yeah.
We're all wearing these.
Adam's got a V-neck.
I've got a V-neck.
Okay, but then the rest of us are wearing these collar sweaters. They're like I imagine they're like Christmas sweaters.
I think those are the shirts that you wore in the green screen photos that Adam posted on Reddit.
I think that's the case.
your holiday sweaters.
Oh, my holiday sweater.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Lawrence's. These are so good.
Oh my god.
These are the sort of things we need to frame and just wall our office with. These are so good.
Something seems a little awkward about us framing paintings of ourselves. And
It's the same thing as the T-shirt thing.
I know,
Yes,
I
I
know.
still have. I think what we need is a space where, other than just
shrine.
a wall,
Yeah.
where we can be like, here is awesome stuff celebrating our fans.
where
you know.
fans can come and pray to us.
Listen for the baby laugh.
Yeah.
I need to hear the stupid baby laugh.
And then probably the second, no, this is equally as awesome. DeviantArt user the Tens posted "Welcome to PC Gaming," which is a giant collage of all of our
close.
PC mod videos.
Really close.
There's
I've
The
been-
Sims in there, some Just Cause, some everything.
I've been dreaming of this wallpaper for a very long time. Of this image, I've always wanted this, and it was hard for me to describe. There was a really weird Windows 7 wallpaper that's just like pure madness of like little mushroom people throwing up rainbows. And I was always like, I want that. This is what this is to me. I was like, it's so perfect.
Oh, I gotta hear a baby laugh. Why do I want to hear a baby laugh?
Because there's a ghost. Where would you laugh with the ghost?
Come on.
the horde of
You know what this picture reminds me of?
What?
Futurama.
Oh, yeah.
With like all the colors and everything going in every different direction, it looks like Futurama
So
art.
detailed.
Yeah,
There's so much stuff going on.
I'm noticing new things every time I look at it. Like I
Yeah.
just noticed Pop Tart in the top left.
Yeah.
Spool tart.
Well, they're killing all the Stay Puft Marshmallow Men.
Yeah, it's so
There's
good.
the boat crashing through the highway.
Yeah.
boat.
So yes, more of this, please.
Incredible.
Love
Thank
this.
you.
I love this sort of stuff.
And then McNabbit
Oh
did a
my
very
god.
detailed and accurate drawing of you guys.
I like it.
You look like sinners from a Chick tract.
Yeah, you really do.
From a
Our
what?
Garbage Pail
Chick
Kids.
tract.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what that is.
On college campuses, they would hand out these little like pamphlets. These
Oh, okay.
religious people with like comic
Oh
books inside
yes,
them.
yes, I do. Yes.
Yeah, you look like James. You look like somebody who masturbates a lot. Bruce looks like a male
Accurate.
prostitute. Adam looks like a drunk.
Yeah. he
Like we
does.
said,
like a
accurate.
Hobo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a little baby pickle in your mouth too.
Yeah, that's my baby pickle or a peanut.
It's a cornichon.
And then moving on, Massimiliano or 5
Baby laugh.
has us all trapped in
I heard
Bruce's
it.
mouth.
Now what do I do? Okay,
Don't
talk
move.
about that thing.
Once again,
Don't move, right?
accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we live within the mouth of Bruce.
You know that fish that collects all his young in his mouth?
Oh,
yeah.
It's basically that for us. We all crawl into
We-
Bruce's mouth every night.
We should call the science
vibrate. The next one
society
should
and have them
vibrate.
change it.
Well, don't I need to walk around?
I think you're supposed to
Have
walk
this be
around
the
and
photo
then
next to
stop
the
as soon
entry
as
in
it
the
vibrates. Like,
encyclopedia.
don't look or anything.
And then Kunal Tech Art drew Werewolf Bruce flipping off the moon.
Fuck you, Moon.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Is he flicking it off?
The moon's like behind him and he's
this?
like this. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, fuck you, Moon.
Yeah. I mean,
No. He is. He's going like this. You can see his fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah, he's
it's
flicking
that
off the moon behind him.
Oh.
Regardless, I love the way Bruce looks in this.
Yeah.
It looks like if Bruce was a Dragon Age character.
Well, I imagine some sort of scenario where he shows up at the Victorian household of a young maiden and then tries to seduce her with his powers of the night, but gets immediately blown off.
All right, I got the
Don't move,
vibrate.
don't move.
I'm right in front of the bathroom, though, man.
And then
know, but you're
Auntie
near the-
Riri drew us all as gloved.
Aw.
Oh
Disney
god,
characters.
this is so awesome. We should send this to Disney and tell them to make a show about us.
Yeah. And then they sue us.
Yeah, immediately.
Inside gaming will make your dreams come true.
Robo Disney Hitler just rises from his grave and he's like, yeah.
Do you hear baby laughs, anybody?
No.
Well, it vibrated, right?
It did.
Bullet Troll. This reminds me of those scary stories to tell in the dark illustrations.
Oh, don't say that now.
Yeah.
See, I thought it looked like an Edward Gorey illustration.
Sure. You're all correct.
If I walk,
I'm going to keep referring to my children's book. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. If I showed you an illustration, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
probably
well, now what do I do?
Nick of B Games illustrated
you
MC
for Baby Laugh?
MC Rogue Warrior,
But it hasn't gotten scary again.
rapping his heart out,
Uh-huh.
showing us his gold chain, all his chest hair.
I'm sad Rogue Warrior is over. I'm really sad.
I am really sad as well.
That game lived up
So
to the hype.
I told somebody on the podcast I was on Saturday to kickstart Rogue Warrior 2.
Yeah.
So we do definitely
Rebellion
need
to
to
do
Rogue Warrior
it,
2.
man. You ship them like 10 sandwiches and a bag of chips, and they'll make Rogue Warrior 2 for
Yeah,
you.
please do.
Those guys are
Did you see this one yet,
open
Bruce?
for business.
Yeah, that one's good, real good.
You bet I did.
Land of Void,
Fucking Hulk.
greenhouse gas.
You get it? Greenhouse gas.
God, your thighs are exploding. I mean,
right.
they gotta withstand all that pressure, so it
Yeah.
makes sense they'd be flexed.
There she is. Did you see her?
Yeah. Zoom
this
in,
is,
zoom in,
yeah,
zoom
this
in,
is what
zoom
I'm
in.
supposed to zoom in here.
Porygon J drew
go a little
a
closer?
sequel to his Drunk Souls comic.
Yes.
Disney made a
So
Drunk
good. I
comic.
love that.
So here's the other thing too. He gave me the
gone?
high res
Oh,
version.
She's gone.
weird.
She's gone.
He gave me the high res version of the Drunk Souls one.
Keep walking.
That's what you have to do.
I've been meaning to go to like
Look
Costco
here,
or something
find
and do a
it.
huge print of it.
You gotta.
I will do
find
it.
her.
I
It's gonna be
promise.
an awkwardly sized frame,
I
though.
think you're supposed to
I don't know
stand
if we'll-
still, though.
Like floor to
Well, I
ceiling.
did.
Like,
Okay, yeah.
I might have to just build a frame. I don't know how to do
Should I
it.
wait for a third
I'll-
baby
Or you
laugh?
can just break it in half
I
and
don't
have
know when
it
it's
be
supposed to
two-parter.
Something like that. But yeah, I love his work so much. And I have a question. Is this the same Porygon as the Twitter account?
Yeah, I wonder.
I'm not
the
sure
faux
about that.
Polygon account?
I guess it might be.
Wait, which one?
This is Porygon J, though.
Right. This is-
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, because I remember it used to be Photaku that made fun of Kotaku, and now they have Porygon, which makes fun of Polygon.
Yeah.
Well, he posted on our subreddit that he was drawing a Drunkio kart one and scrapped it, and I was like, no.
He
I
said
wanna
he
see
wasn't
it.
good at drawing vehicles. I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't
Make him
matter.
walking around.
Just do it. Just draw it.
I love his art
under the
design.
stairs.
I love the attention to detail. Much like the wallpaper, it's like you have to be inside. You have to be on the joke in order to get it. And I love that kind of art. Like, it's so good. So thank you.
I agree.
I want to
It's
kiss you on the mouth.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
And then finally, we've got another episode of Inside Gaming Animated.
Yes.
This time from Fambini. This is the take on Legacy of Kain.
Oh yeah,
Blood Omen
we showed
2?
this to our company.
The full
Yeah.
full company.
Yeah,
what we did.
Fambini, your video actually got played for all of Machinima
Including
at
the
our
CEO.
weekly stand-up meeting. Yeah, the CEO of Machinima saw your work. That's how good it was.
Seen this?
Also, thank you for making Kane's eyes not blink in unison.
Yeah.
Well, also, thank you for using the way you've decided to draw me as some sort of clay monster, and ensuring that randomly my legs just turn around and face the wrong way.
That's great.
And your head will occasionally detach and then pop back on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It's perfect because there's the consistent joke that James is impossible to draw.
Yeah.
Yet within the episode,
Yep.
he draws James perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then his
And-
head pops back into Kane shape. Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So I've been meaning to get in touch with Fambini. I've been talking to Black Nerd, who also does some animated stuff for us. I want to start working on something with them where we can kind of get their animated videos on our channel.
Okay.
And help promote their channels and help them grow because
Yeah.
we want to kind of grow our community. I don't know the details yet, but if that's something you guys want to see more of, let us know. And if you have animated stuff you want to submit, I would love to do just like a hypercut of all like just do a Sanity Not Included style of user submitted animated stuff. But to Bruce's point, we have the right to refusal. So if it doesn't live up to our very, very high standards, there's a chance we might not use it. But obviously we want to just have more fun entertainment stuff to put on our channel, and we want to help promote your guys' channels in exchange. If that works out. God damn it, I hate the scary thing.
Is it there again?
Yeah,
Wasn't that-
she really likes Bruce. She's
Boy, that was the entrance door, wasn't it?
Yep, she's everywhere. She's on either side of the doors. That's the thing.
Uh-oh, Bruce.
But I need a vibrate. I need the vibrate.
Yeah, you
We're
do.
trying to get the baby to laugh by tapping on this microphone. Come on, baby.
Come on, laugh for us.
While they scream with this baby, it seems like we've reached the end of another Inside Gaming podcast. Before you go, we want to remind you that Nature Box is delicious. At least I think so.
Yeah.
I believe every single person in this room
Well,
believes so because we went through 3 boxes.
I was gonna say, yeah.
in a
Have we
week.
officially devoured our?
No, we got some left. What do we got here? Got Kung Pao pretzels.
I think we're doing that thing where like you go out and eat with friends and you get something like sushi. There's always that one piece sitting there. And you're all sitting at it like,
Somebody wants to be the collector.
Yeah.
Take it. I'm full.
I'm full. No.
We got sea salt pop pops. That's one of the things that I love about Nature Box. All of the things you're kind of embarrassed to say, but also really want to say out loud. Like whole wheat figgy bars. Feels good.
They're so brand safe.
It's like ordering things off the Denny's menu. You look at it and you're like, you called it this, so I would have to say it out loud.
Each one is basically another nickname I was referred to as in high
Was that a
school.
baby laugh?
No, that's a woman.
No, it sounds
a
like
scary woman.
You sure? It sounds like a walker-talker thing.
At any rate, if you want a box full of delicious, wholesome snacks, you can go to naturebox.com/inside for 50% off your first month. That's naturebox.com/INSIDE. Thank you, NatureBox. And thank you, listeners, for listening this week.
Lawrence, don't end this yet. Don't end this yet.
I'm not
We're
ending
so
it.
close, Lawrence.
We want to beat this.
We're so close.
I don't think you're gonna get it.
You're going to find the trailer.
Oh, before we go, I guess while we're trying to drag out this gameplay so we can beat it, I'll tell my story of
Beat
the
it.
the vomiting mariachi.
Yeah!
Jeez.
So I tweeted this out, and I was literally sitting in the stall at a Mexican restaurant while this was happening. But I went to this restaurant for my grandma-in-law's birthday,
Okay.
and it's this I forget the name of the restaurant, but it's somewhere in like Silmar, and they have live mariachis. Mariachis are for like old women, essentially strippers. They just love them. Like mariachis are just like the most sexualized thing for an older Mexican woman.
It's the
my
little
wife's
red
family's-
balls that hang off their hats.
They weren't wearing hats. They wore very tight outfits.
What?
Though.
No hats?
Yeah,
A
some
strapping
mariachis
young
do that.
mariachi player is.
Are you
is
sure
pretty
you were
dashing.
at a mariachi place and
I'm
not medieval
almost-
times?
almost-
He was on shrooms.
So my wife's family's Mexican, like LA Mexican. So they're very much very much in love with the mariachis, and they always go to this really shitty restaurant in Selmar. It's got like 2 stars on Yelp. The service is awful, the food's okay, but they love the mariachis. So at one point, I have to go to the restroom, get up, I leave. All the toilet or the urinals were taken, so I go to one of the stalls, and there is a mariachi with a young boy, I assume was his son. And the child is violently vomiting. Like it sounds just it just sounds like the worst. Like he may have gave him like a shot of tequila, maybe some really spicy food,
yeah.
but you could hear like it was the sort of thing where he was coughing it up. It was coming through his nose. It was just dangerous, and so I couldn't use the urinal, so I used the stall next door, and taking my time, and it's getting to the point where the kid is throwing up so much that I can hear what I assume is the father also throwing up.
Oh, no.
And he's like, it's okay. It's
Oh yeah, because his son is throwing up.
yeah. And I'm just sitting there being like I'm trying to hold it in. Like I'm about to bust out of the stall throwing up myself. And I'm like, holding one hand trying to tweet. I'm just like, this is happening right now. And as I was leaving, it was still happening. It sounded like it was getting worse.
That's how I'm going.
And
So
it
you were
was
just there for the ride up.
it was one of the most horrific things I've heard in my life of a small child and his
Laugh.
mariachi father vomiting together, but it was also a very tender
on the
moment
mirror.
that I'm sure they'll remember forever. So that happened.
He'll recall it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then one last thing.
Oh my
I think this podcast actually brings up a very good argument that we need to have a gameplay channel.
Oh, yeah.
Or we just post full gameplays because we can play through this whole thing all day.
We need an intern.
We need an intern. We're getting there. One day. And I think that's how we're going to end it. We're going to leave it right there.
It could be you. Oh,
Get the
I
second baby
forgot.
laugh.
Oh, what's up?
Community question.
What?
Oh, we
To
need
leave
to ask
comments.
the community something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you mad about Tomb Raider being exclusive? And if so, why? Explain to us.
Interesting.
And you have to say something different than something we've already said. It can't just be, I want to play the game and I'm mad that I have to wait 3 months. I guess you can say that if you really want.
Here's my question. I kind of know the answer, but I'd like to hear in the comments a similar question I have, but I want to know why you have any sort of allegiance to any company, whether it be Apple versus Microsoft, Samsung versus Sony, Sony versus Microsoft, like that sort of thing. Like, why? Why do you actually think they're your friend, or is it the sort of thing that you just associate yourself with that brand? I am curious. I just want to know.
And
I
now-
don't feel strong one way or the other.
I'm going to piggyback on that top question and follow up that with another question. Do you know of any really good, like, sexy Flash games? That's it. That's my question.
Super deep throat.
Actually,
don't
I'll,
care.
I'll take that. Actually, in the comments, if you have any good Flash games, we have been doing that a lot during the Steam roulettes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of becoming its own thing at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we might just start playing Flash games. Because we did the Disney Lorne.
Dasney Lord.
Dasney Lorne.
Dorothy Lauren.
With Durfy Duck
Baby.
and Morky
Love.
Moose. And that, I think, is going to end up being the highlight of Steam Roulette. So we might actually just start a gameplay series.
Whoa.
Here's something new.
Uh-oh.
What do we do?
Bruce, you did something new.
Good. That's good.
Hit X. Look at the phone and hit X.
Nothing.
Oh, you did something new, Bruce.
I know I did.
What did you do?
Bruce solved the problem.
That's totally something new. All right, what do I do? Yeah, she's close, so I gotta
She's
walk.
pissed. She's like, you found a new clue.
She's over here.
well,
I can feel it. Oh, thank God.
And I think on that note, we have to
end
say,
the podcast.
Wait!
I don't think
I do have one more thing to say.
Oh, good.
A lot of people have been asking on Twitter and many other places, what are your Eurogamer plans? EGX, whatever you want to call it. We will be having an update on that shortly, probably after PAX. Speaking of which, we will be at PAX. So you get to hang out with us there. We're giving out T-shirts.
radio.
Very exclusive design that you could only get at PAX. And we're giving out little pins. I don't know where mine went. Oh, I put it on the wall.
I went here.
Here.
You got a baby laugh. Hold on. Baby's laughing.
Sports.
Okay, now
Hold on.
Now what do I gotta do? Walk 10 paces or something?
Waste of everyone's time.
Well, that was supposed to be
There you
the
go.
first
Ooh,
laugh.
Vibrate.
You got to vibrate?
Vibrate.
Don't move.
IG.
He moved.
Things are
We
getting
ended
weird.
there?
Things are getting weird.
Ah,
Turn up the volume.
This is good.
Okay. We'll just keep tapping it, but we'll have to end it there.
Ugh.
God damn, this game freaks me out. Alright, so I'll tell you what's up. So, as we, as Inside Gaming, have shrunk in terms of being an editorial outlet, we haven't had as many people to cover events.
Play Halo.
And I realize how lame it sounds to say, like, I kick ass, but I was like, I was having a good time. Like, I was holding my own.
Mine is real. August 18th is my birthday, which is...
What?
Bruce, go
Wait,
pick.
August
Find
19th?
some object and then click on
I'll be
it,
gone.
and then you can become that object.
I looked
One of those
him
things
over.
where I wish we had more time to go through it all.
Yeah. Well, that on top of that, we should thank the people who moderate
Absolutely.
our
Seriously.
our subreddit.
And that friend of a friend was actually one of the groomsmen in my wedding.
Oh.
And he was there at the wedding, and I didn't know he was there.